farm to table. Voila. Another driveway mechanic special. Thank you very much. And this will be the third flange piece for our little flange project on the Camaro subframe. So I haven't welded in a good long while, but this tiny little MIG welder seems to be doing the job. I just gotta see if I can keep up and do something of a good job. So see the heat came through the other side, so you know what? We'll roll with it. So what I'm trying to do is weld this piece back in to bring this slot, fill this slot in a bit. So for my fourth flange, I can mount in and machine out that slot without having a split or an opening in my fourth flange, because I want it all the way around. So the little welder that could, I just gotta obviously get a little better at welding, but hey, if it holds, it holds. So this is my practice piece, and then if I can weld the flange on the both sides of the subframe piece, then I know I can weld the other two flanges on the frame on the car, and then we can drill holes and bolt it in. And as you saw, I use a cutting wheel to cut off that little angled piece, so that's out of the way. Now to face this side, because the weld is sticking up on both sides, I haven't machined that down yet. I just put washers, 2 washers on the top and bottom, so it's grabbing it nice and flat. If I just grabbed it on just those welds in the center, the piece might rock as I'm trying to take a face cut. So we're plugged in. Let's turn around, and I'll just be taking a face cut. Again, I'll have to do this with 2 hands so it doesn't chatter like that. But at the next clip, you'll see a nice face cut all along this face here. And voila, it's done. I actually overextended the compound. I maxed it out, and I had a little bit left, about a 1/4 inch left I had to machine off, so I actually just extended this a little further so I could bring this back in and run that little bit past. But that's done, and now we can stand it up knowing we didn't never cut this side, so that should be a good side to grab onto with the vise. Grab on this machine side on the other side of the vise, and then we can do our slot like we've been doing on the other ones. So on your milling head attachment, if you're machining through your piece and into your sacrificial piece a bit, your sacrificial piece starts jumping around, moving around, and threatening to break your 4-flute end mill, just go right before, leave like a little 10,000ths or maybe even less piece. And then when you take it out of the vise, it'll just snap off. Like if you're cooking eggs in the pan, and the excess right when you're done cooking on the edges just peels off, just very similar. And that could be a little shim if I want to use it as such. But basically, once I clear the rest of this out, then we'll be ready to test all 4 of our flanges on the car. I got the car on ramps, and we are going to mock everything up. And then usually for drilling holes to bolt it down, I would just clamp the piece in the vise and hand drill it. But what I realized is I could either put a 1/4 inch drill in a collet and then just put the milling head exactly where I need it on the X and Y plane and then just come in, or I could just simply load in my 1/4 inch end mill or my 5/16, whatever bolt I decide to use, and all I have to do is come in like that. This is 3/16, and I'll get possibly a more precise hole. That's 1/4 inch. Can you see that? No, of course you can't. Won't focus. Kind of see that 1/4 inch by 3 inch shank. High speed steel. I just load it up, punch it through both, have them lined up so that the holes line up, and bam bam, that's it. Here we are underneath the car, test fitting our last flange just to see if I have to machine any more off. You can see on the right side there that I left a little tab because I want the flange to actually stick out a little bit away from the frame piece so that they bolt with the other flange face to face nice and flat. And then here on the left side, I just got to machine just a little bit more to make it slide over, and I'm trying to make it a snug fit where I can tap it on with a hammer and kind of hold itself in place while I'm tacking it up. That way it doesn't shift around on me too much. And I've been able to get that with the 2 of the flanges so far. The one over on this side is going to be a bit of a tight fit, or sorry, a bit of a loose fit, I should say. So we'll have to just account for that. And like I said, I'll drill or mill all the bolt holes and bolt them together and then tack everything and then take it down and then weld it. And then we're good to go. Of course, these have got a little surface rust and some paint, so I'll clean all that up so I have a nice clean metal surface to weld to. And then the last thing to say is these bolt holes, they're a little close, so I could fill this in with weld and just mill out new bolt holes up above for my 5/16 holes, so they're a little further away from the hole in the center. Okay, now we're doing the holes with the 1/4 inch end mill, and since I had to slide my piece over because my vise jaws are not that wide, I went through the first 2 holes, then I bolted them together with a nylon locking nut, and now my other hole is lined up inside the jaws so it won't chatter, since it was usually way out here like an inch to the right. on my setup before, and now everything will be lined up. I won't have to worry about one piece being a little this way or that way and stuff not lining up later on. So if you drill one hole and you're going to drill another one, then you have to move your work and your vise. Just go ahead and put a bolt through and hold the two pieces together. That way they're both the same height and they're both tight in the vise, but if you put a bolt in, there's even less risk of them shattering as you go through the first piece with your hole into the second piece. So just lots of wins all the way around. So we'll get this next hole drilled. Hoi! Okay, now I got the 5/16 end mill in here. Come on now, we're making progress. And these two pieces, you were probably wondering, one's taller than the other. How are we gonna grab them together? Well, because I have the through hole through each of them, I just put a bolt and a washer and a nut, and we have successfully grabbed the two, and I'm just gonna do my holes. They're gonna line up with each other. It's too easy. Also, I had to get my grinding wheel on my angle grinder and then put them, sharpen mark all the way around just on the very edge, about like a 1/16 of a so inch thick. And I mean, you can't really tell, but I grinded down the width of my piece, because when you put the flanges that stick out on either end and on the car, you'll actually have to shorten this piece to account for that extra length you're building in with the flanges. So we're doing that, and I'm doing this, and we're getting close. So I think once I get my through holes, then I can make sure this is ground down just enough that it still fits snugly, put it all in the car, remove the battery, probably when I flip the car around and put it up in the garage here a bit, and then tack everything. Then I can take it back out, fully weld it, and then reinstall. And then just like that, our crossmember piece is in. Oh yeah, there is an exhaust here in the garage, so future video. And another tech tip, if you're going through two pieces grabbed in the vise at once, if you get through your first piece and you're like, hey, can't punch through my second piece, what's going on? Your first piece you could have punched out and it stayed on the very face of the end mill. And then you got to make sure you take it off. Otherwise, you'll just be pushing this into the second piece, this perfect circle, and you won't be doing anything at all. So keep that in mind. Turn your lathe off or your mill. Take that piece off the face of your end mill, because if you put too much pressure, you risk breaking this bad boy. And you don't have another one of the same size unless you have backups and you prepared and pre-planned. We'll keep going. Okay, after tacking everything in place, we unbolted it all. Now I got the subframe piece in the vise, and I'm just laying down some beads on either side. So we're almost done here. Nothing perfect or good looking, but it will hold, I hope. Maybe I was feeding in a bit too fast. Might have to clean it up and go over it again just one more time. We'll do that on both pieces here, and then bolt it in after it cools down, and then it's done. And just like that, she's bolted in. What do you all think? This was super involved. And if you don't want to machine your own flanges, you can, there's a guy in a Camaro 5 forum, I think, that still makes beefier flanges, I think with a taper cut into the middle part. So if you want to do that, you can do that. Or if you have a lathe, you can make your own, or a milling machine, make your own flanges. And we'll paint this all up another day. We gotta get the Camaro half sticking in the garage, back out, and go to sleep and chill, because we got work tomorrow. All right then, that'll be it. Thank you.